Thousands of dock workers at every major East and Gulf Coast port are now striking, closing trade gateways that handle about half of all goods shipped in containers in and out of the United States. Our Philip Ward joins us now. And Philip, what impact can this strike have on our country?
Well, good evening, Mike. A supply chain expert tells me that it remains to be seen, but the longer the strike goes on, the worse it will mean for all of us, and it may end up having political implications as well. The International Longshoremen's Association represents over 45,000 dock workers working on the East and Gulf Coast ports. For the first time since 1977, they're on strike, citing concerns over pay and automation with no deal reached with the United States Maritime Alliance, or USMX. Dr. Brent Moritz from Penn State University explains that the effects this will have on everyday Americans will be determined by the duration of the strike. If it's only a few days, the average person will see little to no disruptions, but if it lasts weeks or even months, then consumers may start to feel it.
About 75% of the bananas come to the port of Wilmington, and that port is known for doing a lot of imports of fresh fruit, bananas, cherries, grapes, all that stuff from Central and South America, for example, and those get distributed to our grocery stores and those kinds of things. You also can't do a big inventory of fresh fruits. Those have to move through the supply chains.
This natural disaster is incredibly consequential. The last thing we need on top of that is a man-made disaster, what's going on at the ports.
President Biden could invoke the Taft-Hartley Act to ideally, or according to the act, force workers to go back to work. At this point, he has said he is unwilling to do that, and so there would be certainly a political dimension to those kinds of things. That may not be something that the president would be willing to do. However, if the strike lasts multiple weeks, there's going to be pressure on both sides to come to some level of an agreement.
And Mike, USMX put out a statement today that reads in part, quote, USMX's goal continues to be focused on ratifying a new master contract that addresses all the critical issues the parties need to bargain. We cannot agree to preconditions to return to bargaining, but we remain committed to bargaining in good faith to address the ILA's demands and USMX's concerns. Certainly, Mike, a story that we will continue to follow as the strike goes on. Live in the studio, Philip Ward, Erie News Now.